Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. We have a special guest with us. It's Dorothy Gasquet. She is running for Congress in Washington State's District 3. She is a third-generation public servant. That's impressive. She served 8 years in the U.S. Army, and in 2005, she was deployed to Iraq. In 2015, Dorothy joined in the efforts and began working to build the progressive movement in Clark County. She worked tirelessly to register voters and inform them about the caucus process. I'd like to know about the caucus process. Now she wants to bring that community organizing experience to public office. Please welcome to the show. It's Dorothy Gasquet. Hi, Dorothy.
Hi, it's great to be on the show again.
Okay, it's great to see you. And, you know, we see you when we go to Portland. I've met you, and you're a very pleasant person to meet and to talk to. But I don't know about this Washington District 3. Now, you're running in the primary. And now, how do we know you're a real progressive?
Oh, I don't know. How do you know I'm real progressive? I've been endorsed by a lot of progressive organizations. I support, let's see, what are the most important things? Medicare for all, getting big money out of politics, a living wage, investment in infrastructure. I want to end the wars. I don't want to send the next generation to fight off in a war that's been going on for my son's entire life. And let me see what else. There's a lot of other things.
That's pretty good. That's a good start. That puts you way ahead of just about everybody else. So fantastic. Thank you for having a progressive platform. How is it being received in Washington State?
It's actually being received really well. We're doing really well in this district. We're talking to Republicans and Democrats and non-affiliated voters. We have a top 2 jungle primary like California.
Oh, really?
So yeah, we're reaching out to all kinds of people, and it's been especially just leading at the doors with, I want to get big money out of politics, and I want to end these wars. I think it's really receptive.
Everyone who's not for that, everyone's for that. I think, except the people who are elected. They want money in politics. They want more wars. So that's kind of weird, right? Especially, well, the Democrats just joined 139 of them in the House, joined the GOP in passing a $708 billion defense spending for 2019. So you wouldn't be signing on to that kind of a thing, right? You'd be against that?
Yeah, we definitely need to cut defense spending and start investing in our own country.
And so how is so you're knocking on doors in the 3rd District. Now, what part of the state is the 3rd District?
It's Southwest Washington.
Southwest Washington. Okay. And when you knock on doors and you give people, you say, hey, I'm here to get money out of politics and end those wars. Do they ask you if you're a Democrat or a Republican, or what do they say to you?
On occasion we get, are you Democrat or Republican? And sometimes it's, I only vote for Republicans, and other times it's, oh, you're a Democrat? I'll vote for you.
Oh, okay. And have you had any problems with the Democratic Party? Now, a lot of times the Democratic Party, we've been finding out, can you believe it? They are sabotaging the progressive in the primaries. They're actually getting involved, even though Tom Perez said he wouldn't and shouldn't. He is. And I'm wondering, have you had any contact with the Democratic Party, and how's it been?
So with the state party, things have been really good. But Washington State, the progressives took over the state party during the 2016 election cycle. And so we've gotten really good reception at the state level, but our local party has been, at the county level, has been a little bit difficult. We're in a current battle. They asked us for artwork for their fair booth, and then they rejected our artwork because it stood out too much. And then they just printed a crappy version of our logo.
Really? Yeah, that's the kind of stuff corporate Democrats do to progressives. It's that kind of stuff, and they just, it's the rules. We make them up as we go along, and we try to screw you over. Is that okay? Hey, why don't you unite with us? That's what that isn't. That the weirdest thing? And what do you think? You know, talking about the defense authorization for 2019 that the Democrats just went along with in the House. What you know, like what? How do you get people to get on board with the Democratic Party if they seem to be enabling Trump like that? They enable. There always seems to be just enough Democrats to pass any horrible piece of legislation, like deregulating Wall Street again, passing these defense budgets. So what do you make of that? How do you convince people that it's okay to vote for a Democrat?
It is really difficult. I usually have to convince them by saying, well, I'm the Democrat in the race that the party doesn't want to win. And that's usually how I get them to go ahead and vote, because most people, this district went 80.8% for Bernie.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and so there's a lot of hard feelings when I knock on the door and people say, well, I'm never going to vote for a Democrat again. Or they'll ask me, well, what are your feelings on super delegates? I get a lot of weird questions at the doors when it comes to being a Democrat.
Okay. Yeah, I can imagine that's a tough sell, especially after the Democratic Party screwed over half their own base. So even then, so now you got 3/4 of everybody against you. But how is it going? Now you're not taking corporate money?
Nope.
And so how's your fundraising going?
It's keeping the lights on. And actually, we're at this point where we're trying to burn money because we had done such a good job building up our monthly donor base. And we've got a really good donors coming in. I don't know.
Oh, so you got a dog? What kind of dog do you have?
Yeah, I don't know where she's at.
I just heard her.
She's a lab and Australian Shepherd and Border Collie farm dog, and she's been our campaign dog, so she likes to hang out at the office, and that's where we're at.
She's Australian. Is she an immigrant? Did she get separated at the border? Okay.
Possibly.
So that's what I'm at. So now, why do you? What was your decision process to run as a Democrat instead of, say, a third party or a Green or an independent like Bernie runs?
Well, there's a lot of pieces that went into that decision. I mean, mostly I've been a Democrat my whole life, but I grew up thinking about the Democratic Party as being the party of FDR. And that's who I thought the Democratic Party was until I actually got involved in it.
Yeah.
And then, but, with the top two primary, if you don't identify with one of the two major parties, your chances of actually making it through are really low.
Correct. I agree. Yeah, we have the same thing here in California, and it was supposed to take partisanship out of the elections, and that was the idea. Arnold Schwarzenegger, when they were talking about it, and it's a noble idea. It doesn't actually work out that way. It actually emboldens the parties. So, that's what you're finding out is happening, and that's why you ran as a Democrat, because you don't think it could happen as an independent?
Well, that, and I've just been working really hard to reform the Democratic Party because I would like them to be the party of FDR again.
Why do you think we only get to have two viable parties in the United States and every other Western democracy gets 3 or 4 or 5?
It's our system. It's the first past the post.
And so do you think, do you advocate for ranked choice voting, or what do you do? Do you have any ideas on how to break this duopoly?
Mm-hmm. I think looking at multi-winner ranked choice voting is a good way to help us get sort of that proportional representation here in the United States. I advocate for electoral reform. It's part of my platform. I think that we really need to look at competition is good, and we should encourage it.
I couldn't, especially in electoral politics. I agree. We need more competition, but that's not what the Democratic corporatist party wants. And so, well, listen, is there anything? So what are some of the big issues besides the ones that you mentioned? Is there anything else in the 3rd District of Washington that the people should know about?
I think just that we get along better than I think people think here. We're not as people, we're not as contentious as the politics would like to make us out to be. And we have a lot more in common with each other than we do with the political establishment. And I think that's what we need to keep in mind. We can cross party lines and we can work together. It's really not that hard. And we really share this common goal of wanting living wage jobs for our families, wanting access to health care. Well, we want affordable health care, not just access to it. We want to actually be able to afford our health care. Oh. And the strange thing about this district is we talk about infrastructure all of the time. And it's because we have people getting stuck on an old bridge that crosses the river into another state, and they commute across it, and traffic backs up and people spend a couple hours trying to get to work every day. We need to replace that bridge. We need a 21st century New Deal so that we can not have to sit on the freeway all day.
And so, but when you say affordable health care, do you mean Medicare for all, or what do you mean?
For me, Medicare for all.
Okay.
That is the direction I want to go in.
Yeah, we are. I agree. People don't realize that single payer and Medicare for all are a little different. So, but I'm for Medicare for all and expanding it. I'm for both of those things. But anyway, well, listen, Dorothy, it's been a pleasure talking with you. You sound like the real deal progressive, and I like the fact that you're getting a good response in the district. And do you have volunteers? How's your volunteer going?
It's going great. I mean, we can always use more volunteers, people getting on the brand new Congress dialer from anywhere in the country. And just basically, if you're here, help us knock on some more doors. We've got a lot of people we can keep talking to, and fundraising is going well, but we'll always take more.
Okay.
We actually did an internal poll with a general matchup against the Republican incumbent, and we have the best shot of defeating her. But apparently most people know that, but they're supporting the other candidate because they have more money. I don't know why.
So has there been any polling on your race so far?
There has been no polling except both of the major Democrats, our campaign and the other big campaign, have done internal polling, and our internal polling looked a whole lot better than theirs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, best of luck to you, and I hope you make it. You do well. Now, is the primary? Is it Washington? Isn't it mail-in ballots? Is it?
Yes.
So, and then Tuesday's the cutoff.
Yeah, they just have to be postmarked by Tuesday.
Okay. So everybody who want to vote for a progressive in the 3rd District in Washington State, go do it by mail and get it done now. And it's Dorothy Gasquet. Hey, what's your website?
DorothyForCongress.com.
DorothyForCongress.com. If you want to donate or volunteer or whatever, or find out more about her, DorothyForCongress.com. Dorothy, thanks so much. I appreciate you spending time with us. We look forward to talking to you after your victory.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on the show again.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed. Even if you think you are, you're probably not. It only takes a second to check, and then you have to ring that bell so they send you a notification when we drop a new video. Otherwise, they won't tell you when we drop new videos. And if you like our show, please help support it. Become a patron. We give you hours of bonus material every week, and we give a live stream. We do a live stream every Saturday at 2 p.m. Pacific time when you could ask us questions and we answer them back. Thanks for your support.